Good morrow and good day, and welcome to another edition of Slice and Dice, here with the Manylands campaign. I've brought you straight into the main screen where you can see all of the players as well. Good evening, chaps.
Ahoy.
Hello.
Caught us unawares. Yes, good evening, guys. We will have Marta joining us a bit later as well. She has work got in the way essentially, but she'll be on late. But she will be joining us later on. So today is our last Manylands session of 2021 because the holidays are coming and we do this every 2 weeks, and in 2 weeks from now would be the 23rd of December, which is just unreasonably close to the festive period. So with that in mind, we and also because today is a milestone session. It's session 80 today of the campaign. Yes, we've been going for that long. We're at session 80. So next year, hopefully, we'll close in on the big hundo. Maybe even finish the campaign. Who knows? We shall see. One thing's for sure.
I'm very happy, Jack, that you've confirmed that my count of the session numbers is correct.
Oh yes.
I was kind of like, I because I didn't take notes last time on account of not being able to see.
Yes.
I was like, today I was like, right, it's session 80, and then I went, is it though? And the answer is yes.
But is it session 80? I feel that perhaps, yes, it is session 80, but perhaps we perceive things differently. In our hearts, maybe it only feels like session 51. Anyway, it is session 80 today. And in fact, it's also kind of a milestone because I think our investigation with our heroes is about to begin, really. They've obviously had their introduction into the Dragonborn Kingdom, sort of a trial by fire, really, or trial of 7 deaths, as it turned out. But now sort of you guys now have free reign over the city with your newfound celebrity status, and this should be very interesting when we get into it to see where you guys start, where you look to move next. But we'll cover a bit more of that in the recap, of course, that's coming up momentarily. Before that, I've got a couple of shameless plugs for you.
Shameless plug!
So the first shameless plug tonight is for our good friends at Roll for Mischief. Now, those of you who've been, it's come up right on cue on the notice board here. We have advertising Roll for Mischief, our friends at that, because they do their D&D campaign Tuesday nights from 8 p.m. here on Twitch. It's at twitch.tv/Roll for Mischief. They're also one of our recommended channels, so you'll find them on Twitch under our recommended channels. You click on them to go and find them. And I'm hyping them up so much because next Tuesday is the finale of their campaign for this year. Their characters are all level 20, and it's the culmination of everything that they've been working towards for the last. I think it's like 2 years for them as well. But they stream weekly. So a very exciting chapter for them, and of course this means that next year they'll be coming back with a brand new campaign. So if you're new to Roll for Mischief and you're not going to understand what's going to be going on Tuesday night, by all means I would recommend following them now so that then you'll be first to know when they start their new campaign and you can start afresh. I mean, for me personally, with some other TTRPG campaigns that I try to watch online, you can get mired in if you're so far behind on sessions, and so coming in right at the beginning of a new one is always a great time to do that. So props to Roll for Mischief. Go and follow them if you're not already on Twitch. Yeah, I think they're also on YouTube as well, and they are also podcasting, and that leads on to my second shameless plug.
Shameless plug!
Now, we also have our podcast where we upload all of our sessions in audio format for your listening pleasure, we hope. Also means that you can listen to us on the move wherever you are. And in addition to that, we have our podcast exclusive series, Baldoa, which some of you may remember a while back I was tooting the horn for, because we have a Patreon that we were using to fund the artist to then make Baldoa into a art-filled YouTube video for the sessions, and we still have that Patreon up and running. If you want to support, please, by all means, join our Patreon. It really does mean a lot, not just for me, but of course for Gerald Dareth Art, who does all of the situational art, the encounter art in that art-filled series, and of course to the character art which was supplied by Evil Owl Loki. There we go. Those are the two artists for that. It's both very talented artists. And so, yeah, if you join our Patreon, that really helps to fund them and what they do best as well. Speaking of Baldoa, because our third session of Baldoa, I have recorded it. I'm just in the process of editing it now, and I'm hoping that now as things sort of slow down up to the festive break, that I will have a bit of time to finally edit that all together and have that go up on our podcast channel, wherever you get your podcasts. That's at Slice&D6. Before the end of the year. That is the hope. If you're not already doing so, follow us on social media, and I'll keep you in the loop as to when that next episode of Baldoa comes out on podcast. By the way, Baldoa, unlike the sessions here, are not live-streamed sessions or anything like that. It's actually my recounting of what happened in a more narrative format. So it's a lot shorter, it's more truncated. So you have maybe 20-minute sessions, episodes on podcast, rather than hours and hours of content. So it's real nice bite-sized chunks for you as well to listen to. So I think that's quite enough shameless plugging of Baldoa there.
Shameless plug!
And as I said, just because I slid it in there already, if you're not already, follow us on social media at Slice&D6, where we will keep you in touch with when that next episode of Baldoa drops on our podcast. And look, there it is, as if by magic.
Shameless plug.
It's almost like I planned these notice boards, even though they're on random. They just come up with the right one just when you need it. Now it's Malar, who's now level 7. And that is the last thing to mention before we start today. We have updated how the party levels. So instead of individual XP, it is party XP. So everyone levels up together, which means that Brucon is now level 7 and Neris is also now level 7 as well. And we will continue with this format for the remainder of the campaign. I think it just works a lot better, especially when people miss out on sessions and stuff. It means that you're all keeping up with each other. I think it just works better for everyone.
Yeah. Brucon had just hit level 7 before we'd done that.
Well, you're
BT
even
dubs.
further into 7 now.
Yeah. Brucon went from literally having just attained level 7 to over halfway to level 8 in the course of doing very little indeed, which I am not in any way unhappy about.
Excellent. Good to hear it. So, guys, without any further ado, unless anyone has anything else to add, if you have anything to add in the chat, please do go ahead. We do keep track of the chat throughout the session as well, and we like to engage with you guys when you engage with us. But anyway, with all that out of the way, let's jump in with tonight's session of the Manylands campaign here on Slice and Dice. And we are back. Now, the eagle-eyed amongst you will have noticed on that intro video, that was our old intro video with Dan as Fleeting, which I don't know what happened there. Technology. I will switch that up ahead of next time, so we're back to the new and updated one. Maybe I'll make a new one for 2022, depending on where our guys are
those
at.
responsible, even though nothing happened.
It may or may not have had a different intro video. We cannot confirm nor deny, but Obviously, if it is true, then we will find those responsible and will carry out, a suitable punishment for those who are involved, if indeed it did happen. We can anyway. Let's let's jump in with tonight's session and a little recap for you of what happened last time in the Manylands campaign. Oh, the theme tune bit isn't working. Oh, great. I'll just have to play it.
No.
I was just like, I've got a hotkey for this, and typically it's now not working. So
You checked all the other technical stuff.
I know, I did. I spent extra time. Just typical, really. There's got to be something that goes wrong. Otherwise, it's just not. It's not our way, And now I'm desperately trying to find where our theme tune is on here.
Hey Siri, play Game of Thrones theme now.
I can't find it. Great. Okay, in which case, let's have some other background music that's suitable for the Dragonborn Kingdom as we recap what happens last time in the campaign. So, you guys, after exiting from your meeting with the king, we then caught up with Neris to find out that she's been doing some retail therapy to get over the 7 deaths, and just basically people constantly either wanting to kill her or abduct her, or just, other things like this that, standard practice for some adventurers, but perhaps Neris has had disproportionate amount of that stuff happen to her over a very short period of time. It takes its toll. So she went to the Silver District and met quite a salubrious and extravagant lizard folk, as it turned out, by the name of Forked Tongue, who sold her 2, not 1 cape that she was looking for, but 2, a cloak of billowing and what is known as a cape of wrapping with its own little box. So once she had bought the items and felt suitably accomplished, she then rejoined the rest of the group back in the bronze sector as they were making their way over to meet with Balthazar Bolt, making a suitably dramatic entrance with the cloak of billowing, which then advertised your presence very much to the populace, who were very excited to see you, apart from one particular kobold who saw this as an opportunity to steal Malar's candles from his pockets. However, he was caught red-handed and made an example of by both Malar and Neris before being sent on his way. You then continued on to the edge of the gold sector by the Docklands Gate. You were told that that is where the office of Balthazar Bolt is. It is a place with a blue door. Brucon observed there was some kind of shady drug deal happening outside and thought better of getting involved in it. Malar also observed this and thought better of not getting involved with this and shouted drugs very loudly, which caused them to disperse rather rapidly. Leaving only one of the Dragonborn in this shady meeting left, who, as it turned out, was an undercover detective working for the enforcers by the name of Jip Gibraltar. He then immediately went back into the office building, which then, for those of you who hadn't yet spotted the blue door, then knew exactly which building to go to. You found that there was a sort of magical enchantment of sorts on the door with a voice, who goes there? To which you eventually proclaimed that you were the pit champions and that you should be allowed in, that you had a meeting with Balthazar Bolt and you were allowed in, and eventually you got to observe some of the security measures in place at the enforcer's office. You then taken up to Balthazar Bolt's own private office to discuss matters further, and he revealed to you more of this plot that he had hinted at before. Essentially, he has been commissioned by the king for the enforcer's answer directly to the king to investigate whether this assassination attempt on his life last year that may or may not have happened. Satire, sorry. This assassination attempt on him last year by, but we don't know who yet, but was believed to be Bureaucran spies. The king, however, has theories that it could have been an inside job by one of the members of the Dragon Council. The Dragon Council operate immediately under the king, and they are represented. They represent each of the major clans within Herthir, and of course within Greater Richir itself. each of those clans also has jurisdiction over a different sector of the city. You can see the lovely map from Incarnate on the right-hand side of our display here on Twitch, and on YouTube, of course, we're watching on Catch Up. And so you can observe there where all the different sectors are, each of them within the city, are denoted colour-wise by a dragon, or that the Dragonborn were descended from. And that's how the clans sort of in Rachir began. So a lot of this was explained to you in the meeting with Commander Bolt. And so it has been tasked to you, for his detectives have still been trying their best over the last year to gather information about each of the major players, each of the members of the Dragon Council, to see who has a motive and who has the opportunity and the rest of it that would lead them to trying to assassinate the king. They were unsuccessful, whoever it was, for instead the queen, the prince, and the captain of the guard, unfortunately, were slain by the poisoned wine. It was a poisoned Zesknik, which is a dragonborn wine, quite a sweet wine that they have in the city with gold flakes within it. That was the weapon, and so you guys also offered your initial thoughts on this. There was some discussion. Malar suggested perhaps there could be a link between the trouble in Herthir with these different clans and the trouble at the border between Burikrin and Rachir. Burikrin being where you guys came from originally, where you were accused of being Burikrin spies when you were first taken to Rachir. Brucon also suggested that, as well as the members of the Dragon Council, another suspect to look into would be the General of the Royal Guard, General Macklin Funch, since she was supposed to be in charge of the security at the palace, which is where the assassination attempt took place, and so there has to be some responsibility on her end. If not, perhaps she was even involved in this assassination attempt. So those are the kind of the two main suggestions I pulled from your conversation, that Bolt credited you with. They could have some merit. He also offered motivations for each of the clan leaders, each of the members of the Dragon Council, as well as suggesting who perhaps is his best agent and perhaps who are his worst agents. Those namely being Gibraltar being one of his best agents, and the worst being Flintlock and Skull, who have been tasked together on one sector. They were on the gold sector, keeping an eye on the king's brother-in-law, who is now the heir to the throne. His name being of Clan Oryxdoon. So during this discussion, you guys also wanted to make sure that you weren't being overheard once Balthazar Bolt left the room and you had some privacy. Seth did detect magic with his newfound skills gifted to him by the voice, Chichkabugler. And you noted that there was something on the desk that was magical. You threw it out of the room, this little pebble-like thing that looks small enough to fit in your ear. But after discussions, and when you left the room, was revealed to in fact be what's known as a communications rock, or comm rock, which you can pop into your ear, and when you press this item, when it's in your ear, you can cast message with it, and you can speak directly to Balthazar Bolt as well. Basically, you can speak to anyone else who has a comm rock, no matter what the distance, but otherwise you can cast message using it. And this was given to Brucon, I think, who was the one who seemed most responsible or most interested in the item during that conversation. And that is where we pick things up today. So you guys, I believe you were about to leave the Office of the Enforcers. Where was it that you wanted to go?
Shopping.
Well, I mean, what time of day is it?
So it is early afternoon at this point. It was quite a remarkably bright day when you came across to the offices. You've been here for a little while, but as you depart, it is still quite bright out. The sun is shining, which is probably the first time this has happened for you whilst being in your chair. It's normally a bit sort of grey and muggy here. So it's about, as I said, early afternoon, so you're looking like sort of 2 to 3 o'clock. I suppose that's not early afternoon.
I heard a cry of shopping from the clerical quarter there.
Yes.
Just want some incense.
You want some
Oh, yeah.
incense, don't you? Okay. Does anyone else? Did anyone else want to get anything in particular that you were after?
Just yet. I think Brucon might want to go and pick up some natty threads, or whatever the Richiri equivalent of natty threads are. But let's figure. I think he would probably do that as part of. I think he would happily park that for the he's got natty threads already, so it's not urgent.
It's probably a discussion he could have with Neris as well, because I'm sure she could hook him up with a particular vendor of interesting wares. So Malar, if you're discussing this with the party and that's what you would like to do, could you make an investigation check for me, please? See if you can work out where would be the best place to get some incense from.
14.
14 is pretty good. With a 14, you would. So you have observed with your investigation check throughout the time you've been passing through Hearth here thus far. You haven't really seen many religious buildings or buildings of significant religious iconography. Certainly nothing of the 8 here. You do recall you have overheard discussion before that open worship isn't really a thing in Rashir. It seems that it's much more a private affair. That being said, however, there is one building that caught your interest. I'm just double checking which zone it is in. Don't want to send you to the wrong place. Oh yes. Okay. Oh, sorry. Yes. There's one great building that you have observed in the gold sector. In fact, as it goes, and you're on the edge of the gold sector as it is. That has, when you passed it, and this was actually, it was along, not far from the streets where you found the very expensive hotel, as well as the bank, Golden Blacks, which you guys opened an account with. It had, you noted that it had 7 sort of dragon gargoyles, if you like, sort of around its sort of 2nd or 3rd floor. It was an old-style building, so the conical shape, but it had a ring with these dragon gargoyles on, of different colours, which you, given your religious background and what little you know of the 7, as they've been referred to, you know that they are 7 dragons of 7 different colours. So that building would be the one, possibly, that you could get some incense from.
Please, just as a sidebar, please don't tell me that Burikrin and Rachir are at war with each other because they can't agree on the number of gods there are. Please don't let it be as dumb as that. Just saying.
I mean, I won't.
I think
say
it's.
that then.
I think it's more the 2 superpowers right next to each other thing that's the big issue, and then also, we hate each other because our grandparents hated each other because their grandparents hated each other.
There's certainly the cultural clash in that both sides think that they are the one true religion, but it's not a squabble over a single digit, because the dragon gods are significantly different to the 8. That it seems unlikely that they've taken them from the same thing and reinterpreted them.
Okay.
They seem to be separate entities, as far as you're aware.
Yeah, I'll strut on into the place and dangle some money in front of somebody and say, "Oh, now, hello. I'm in the market for some incense, if you please, sir, madam, boy."
There are a gaggle of dragonborn in long robes. When you enter this particular building, it is incredibly large, and the grandeur of the place, like, it feels huge, because it is one large room essentially, very high ceilings. There's no second floor, third floor. You look up and you can see all the way up.
Marshall has
side of
found
this
a new
dome to the
feature.
Ceiling. Ooh, that's a hell of a.
Oh right, I say
shading
feature. I
project.
mean found a thing he can put in front of the right.
Nice filter. I like it.
Thank you.
Yeah, so you get a sense of the scale here. You do observe either side of you when you enter that there are staircases on the left and the right leading down, kind of curving around, following the curvature of the building itself. But on this floor, it seems relatively open. There are various rugs on the floor, but there's no seating as such. And there seems to be a lack thereof of rugs in the very centre of this room, with it seems each of the small slits in the walls, which are meant to be windows of sorts, letting the light in. The light is angled, so it's all aiming towards the centre of this very large room, which has an altar at the very centre. Anyway, this gaggle of hooded dragonborn are standing sort of near the doorway as you enter, and they're the ones that you address. One of them turns around to greet you. You can see how long the hood is, that you can barely see their eyes over it, but they have a very long, very heavy-looking chain that extends down to possibly around their navel, and at the end is a pendant. Each one you observe has a different pendant, or at least a different colour pendant, but they are each of one of the dragon sort of statuettes. This one has a blue dragon statuette, and turns to you, nods, and then starts speaking to you. In Draconic.
Okay, hang on. Come on. Alright, hang on. Do I have any... Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah,
Got tongues, I believe.
Yeah, I've got the spell slots for it, so I'll cast tongues on myself.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Oh,
Good day.
yes.
Do you
Hello.
speak Draconic?
For the time being, hello. Incense.
Yes. Incense. By the way, is anyone else entering with Malar, or is he on his own? Are the rest of them
Where have you got into, sorry? Is it a shop or?
It appears to be some sort of religious building. But it's in the Gold District, not far from the bank and the hotel that you guys visited the last night.
I'll go in with him. Yeah.
Sure.
His religion loves me.
Okay. In which case, Seth, can you make a perception check for me?
Oh, can
While
I
the
take back
conversation
going with him?
continues? No, it's too late now.
Oh, a 19.
19. All right. We will come back to. I will circle back to you, Seth. But you have observed something here. So Malar, yes. You sorry, you had your question. Did you already ask about the incense? I completely blanked.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool. So yes. Incense. Yes. We can follow me. Come, and he sort of beckons to Seth as well. Come, let's go. And the two of you, so it leads you towards this one of the sets of stairs heading down. Seth, as you start to, sorry, in fact, are you following this one beckoning you downstairs with Malar?
Yes.
Okay. So as you start to follow, you see the other two that were waiting near the entrance. They both turn around. And with a 19, you glimpse one of these Dragonborn. As they turn around, the hooded Dragonborn feels very familiar to you. In fact, they look very much like another Dragonborn, hooded Dragonborn, that you met at the temple back in Hilberg.
Is it the one that was in the prison cart with me?
Yes.
The part of the Moonrunners.
Yes.
She'll actually tell me her name.
No, she hasn't.
Yet.
But you see her face, and then she sort of catches eyes with you for a moment, and then sort of turns away back to what she was to the other one who she's speaking with.
Does it look like she's leaving?
No, it looks like she's staying there for the duration.
I'll stick with Malar for now.
Very good. So, as you guys descend down this very long, swooping staircase, you note that there isn't. It starts to get very dark, and only occasional sconces down below here sort of light the way. But as you get near the bottom of the stairs, you see again that it's just as large, this subterranean level, as the one above you, and it is full this time. Unlike up top, it is full of very large stone crypts, sort of wall-to-wall crypts all over the place here. It's dimly lit. Seth, obviously you've got dark vision. Malar, you're getting from the sconces that you can see occasional shadows of these oblongs and whatnot, sarcophagi.
If it looks like he's like struggling with the light or starting to trip up, I'll be his seeing eye elf and just like put a hand on his shoulder and help guide him if he needs it. If he starts looking like he's struggling in the dim light. Old age will do that to people.
I will pull out my continual flame torch and hit Seth with it. Just gently.
That's not how you treat your seeing eye elf.
Oh, Mr. Seth. I'm not that old. I'm only 95.
Yeah, you just had a birthday, an old one.
Loxodons live to like 400. It's not that old.
Yeah, he's barely a quarter of the way through his lifespan. As you pull out the continual flame, you then can see a lot clearer, and yes, it is this entire chamber full of these crypts, full of these graves, essentially. You're kind of at the bottom of the stairs, and then sort of ushered along by this dragonborn priest, who starts to feel a little bit more, seems to be more comfortable with your presence compared to upstairs. They're down here. So, have you, is this your first time in Drachir?
Oh yes, I came here with some friends. We are guests, if you will, of the king for the time being. Tell me, do you work here? Is this a religious establishment, sir?
Yes, this is the only religious establishment left in Drachir. For there was a lot of disagreements between who is the one all-powerful dragon god, and all kinds of war and battles have happened over the centuries. It is only from the formation of the kingdom that the clans stopped fighting each other and brought them all together. And so the practice of worship has been frowned upon. Apart from here, for this is the mausoleum. This is where we honor the dead in the light of all 7 of the dragon gods. Yes, even Ushtag, who is the most formidable, and I would say he is not good. He is not good god.
Oh well, we have gods for all manifestations and all aspects of existence. Back where I'm from, Declan
Yes.
is
the heathen gods of the 8. Yes, we know of this.
Malar.
I'm only understanding half this conversation because of the tongues, and it just seems like the weirdest cleric drug deal.
Is this guy trying to provoke me?
Make an
Or is
insight
this
check.
just him being factual, you know?
Make an insight check.
11.
It's hard to read. I think part of what colours your view of this particular priest is the fact that he has the blue dragon statuette, which is a reminder of the Blue Sector and of Caladan Lambold, who was incredibly confrontational with you guys and provocative. And so you kind of doubt yourself for a moment, wondering, is he trying to press my buttons here, or am I reading that into the conversation because of my previous experience with another individual associated with the Blue Dragon? You know, is this their way, or, you know, hard to read. He continues anyway. Just makes that offhand comment and then just continues on. So this is the only place for worship now open. Otherwise, people practice in their home, in the private, but it is not done outside, apart from here. So if you need you look for others clerical stuff for your practices, this is the only place you could go.
Seriously, this isn't a drug deal.
You're saying this to Malar, presumably.
Yeah, just to be like, it sounds just like, oh, we're the only place you can go to. If you need any more stuff, come to us. It's like, no, this is drug deal.
Oh, Mr. Seth, hush now.
Of all the people to come with you, the one you like least.
It's all right.
You have interest. You are interesting company, pit champions. It is long time since one of your status has graced presence here at the mausoleum. Not even the king has been here for a long time. Not since, not even for the funeral of the queen and the prince. Though I should say that they are not buried here.
Oh, where are they buried? If not here, surely this is most ostentatious ceremonial place of burial.
We did ceremony, yes. We did much ceremony to honor the dead, but their bodies are kept within the palace. They have their own royal crypt. I think
that's...
it is strange though, because most of the rest of the lineage, they are, kings of old. They are all buried here. It is the first time that they were not taken here. In fact, we have not seen the king outside of the palace, apart from celebrating you in over a year now.
Well, yes. Well, when a man loses his dependents, his lover, it can do strange things to the mind. I'm sure he's just simply convalescing. Yes, thank you. That's yes. Incense?
Yes, the incense is over here. And he kind of continues on to. It's actually there's a large stone. It's kind of like a dresser almost, but anyway, series of shelves in a unit, in a stone unit against the wall, equidistant from both sets of stairs, as they sort of. It has a nice sort of pattern to it, so it seems all very symmetrical to these, to this kind of this stone furniture. It's like in the very center, but at the back of the room. If that makes sense, we can mind map that. And upon it, there are plenty of accoutrements that would be used for funeral rites. Malar, you would recognize some of these anyway. Some of the items they use, various herbs, and there's some censers, and sure enough, there's also the incense with it. Do you need you want censer as well for incense, or you already have?
Oh, I already have one of those. Thank you very much.
How much do you need?
Dear. Dan pulls out his notes to check the conversion rate.
Beep boop boop. Calculate.
Tell you what, tell me how much it is in gold pieces, and I can tell you what it is in Dragonborn.
I want about 25 gold. 25.
25 gold. That would
No,
be
let's call it. Let's call it 50.
You want 50 gold. All right. 50 gold pieces worth. So that's in in the Bureaucrat conversion, because it's one of the one of the Dragonborn stuff compared to 4 gold pieces, isn't it? So it'd be 1 Rachiri dragon for 4 gold pieces. So 40 is 10, 12. So yeah, we'll say it's 12 Rachiri dragons. I believe that's right.
Sure. I will.
12 of the what are they called? The bronze dragons. 12 bronze dragons. I think that's right.
I'll
it might be the other way around.
I will stump up the 12 bronze dragon. Actually, what I'll do, take out a fistful of these dragons and I'll count out 12. And then sort of, just to keep my numbers round, I'll take 3. Is there an alms box down here?
You spotted some upstairs. There aren't. I tell you, but it was a lot lighter upstairs. So make a perception check for me while you've got your continual flame, see if you can see one.
23.
23. Yes, in fact, there was one at. You notice there is one at the bottom of either sets of stairs.
Oh, okay.
Just
I will. I'll make the exchange, and as we're leaving, I will drop 3 bronze dragons into the alms box. Yeah. I know this works.
Yeah. You know, gotta keep the gods keep the gods sweet, right? And the priesthood, in fact.
Yeah.
It is we're very thankful for your contribution, yes, and go now with the blessings of your gods.
Oh yes, and may the blessings of your gods be with you. And I'll say this under my breath. And also blessings of the 8, you heathen.
Because this is Malar, can you make a
How quiet can a giant elephant man be?
Yes. Can you make a performance check for me, please?
Performance, okay. Yeah, here we go, fellas.
See, it's a question. If he succeeds, does he want to be heard?
Well, he said quietly under his breath, so I'm going to assume no, but you can, of course, change your mind if that's the case.
8.
May the 8 be with you.
Now what's funny about that to me is I saw your reaction there, DK, and I assumed that you were kind of going, okay, this is all fine. There's not going to be a big issue here. You lied to me. You are better at lying than your character.
Totally. Yeah. This is fine. Building burns down. As you start up the stairs, Malar, clomp, 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 and you're hearing the echoing of this very large chamber. As you, with each step as you go up, and and the blessings of your gods upon you, and as you go to say under your breath about the you and the blessings of the 8 upon you and gods, you do so consciously, not opening your mouth too much. However, your nose sort of works as a kind of a lot of the sound reverberates through your trunk against the wall as well, and it starts echoing throughout the chamber as Seth, you hear quite openly hear Malar say, "And blessings of the 8 upon your heathen gods," echoing throughout this chamber as you both leave.
Dude.
Oh, the acoustics down here are incredible. Goodbye. And I'm going, and I
quickly up the stairs.
I grab Seth by the back of his, like the scruff of his neck, and I'm like, now go.
Thank you for the drug deal. Bye.
He called your gods heathen first.
There's absolutely no way Brucon can hear this exchange, but when Seth says thank you for the drug deal, Brucon outside kind of perks up and sort of goes, something I should be aware of.
You kind of instinctively reach for your pouch, Brucon, where you've still got that sort of fallen stardust. And you're like, no, I don't know why I want this right now.
My narcotic senses are tingling.
So you hurriedly make your way up the stairs, guys. Seth, you notice, the Dragonborn that you're familiar with, she's still there. Hasn't really moved, actually, because she hasn't been down there very long.
As we're going up the stairs, can I just ask Seth a quick question?
Yeah.
Oh, Mr. Seth, do you remember the king? Did he tell us exactly how his wife and child died?
I can't really remember. Can I make a history check? See if I can remember.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, 15 on the dice plus history. Oh, I actually have a +1 in that. 16.
Nice. You recall that that it was the Queen and the Prince who were. In fact, Balthazar Bolt told you, in fact, in the meeting earlier today, that it was the Queen, the Prince, and the Captain of the Royal Guard of the time, who were all poisoned in the assassination attempt against the king.
They were poisoned, Malar, with the Royal Guard as well. So I think a new ones replaced incense as well.
As we sort of get out to the top of the stairs, and everything opens up, Malar will release Seth and sort of, that's most interesting, Mr. Seth. Thank you. And Malar sort of meanders off a bit in thought towards the door.
Okay, and unless the rest of you have been taking care of other business in the meantime, the rest of the group will be there waiting for Malar as you emerge out of the building.
I don't think so, but I just want. Can you remind me? Apologies about this, but can you remind me whereabouts in Herthir we are right now?
Oh, you're in the Gold District.
Gold District?
In the Gold District. Okay.
Gold Sector. The interchangeable names.
Yeah. District Sector is fine. Okay. Cool. Yeah. No. Brucon does not propose to. But Brucon has another thing he might be doing. But he wouldn't be doing it in, the middle of the afternoon. This is a clandestine skullduggery, late at night kind of job.
Ah, excellent.
When we get outside to the group, I'm just going to cast a quick detect magic to make sure there's nothing around us, and then I'm going to pull the group into a little huddle. Inside the building is one of the Moonrunners, the Dragonborn that we've met before. I can't really think of anything we'd need to ask, but she may have some information. Would it be worth talking to her, do you think?
Oh, is there any risk that we're going to need an expeditious retreat from this capital back to Burikrin? She may be able to set that up for us.
No.
Well, I would say that's a high. I think having an escape route that isn't dependent on the royal family would be an excellent idea. So my answer to that would be yes.
I don't know. I don't want to piss her off if she's working something secret in there. So I'll send the message to her. Should we tell her to meet us somewhere if she can? Or...
Don't you nefarious types have some sort of secret language, a sort of what's the word I'm looking for here? A sort of cut purses code that you can use to converse without other people. I seem to remember someone telling me something like that over drinks once.
Oh, a criminal cipher, if you will.
Yes.
There's nothing really like that, but I was gonna talk to her with a message that while she's in there. I just meant do we want to talk to her in the street? Is there something important we need to talk to her about? Or should we just tell her to meet us later?
Meeting us later would be... I'll tell you what, actually. I was wondering about. Brucon leans in at this and does a kind of slightly under the voice thing. I was thinking about heading back to that tavern that we went to the other night, Malar, possibly with a bit of help from you, just to get some information from outside of the interested parties, if you like. Also, in my experience, the coppers don't always necessarily know everything that's going on, and having a line to the underworld might be quite useful. And it seems to me the Moonrunners are pretty well connected in that regard. So maybe suggest that if they're interested in exploring business opportunities, we could meet at. Briefly jump out of character. Brucom wouldn't have forgotten, but I have forgotten. And I couldn't find in my notes if we ever got the name of the tavern that we met. We went to in the Green Sector that one foggy night a little while back.
Yes, that was the Salacen Inn.
That was it.
Being the Green Dragon's name.
Cool. Back in the moment. So if you could suggest that it might be worth their while meeting up in the Salacen Inn late this evening, that might be quite fortunate. Malar, would you be able to? I suppose if she's a Moonrunner, she presumably would be able to speak in good honest Bureaucran.
I'm going to
speaks the common tongue.
I'm going to grab my medallion and point towards where she was in the building, and cast message saying, "Good to see you again. Wasn't expecting to see you here. We'd like to speak to you late tonight to get some information, if possible, with the Moonrunners. Meet us at the Salacen Inn tonight. You can reply to this message. Thank you."
After a moment. I was sent here by the Green One. We owe you a favor. You were told you might need to get out of Rachir quickly. Yes, we can meet you.
I'll send the message back. Thank you. Currently, we don't need an escape. We somehow went from spies to heroes, but we have a habit of pissing everybody off, so we may need to take you up on that. Thank you.
Yes, though you are celebrities here, that is interesting. Have fun with this. At the Salacen Inn, we shall see you. Take care.
I'm going to turn back to the group. Cool. She's in. The Moonrunners say they owe us a favor, so they can help us. They can help us out and get us out if things go hairy and Rachir.
Excellent. That's fantastic news. Well done, Seth. Good spot. Right, shall we return to our quarters? I feel like we should probably have a chat about what we're going to do about all of this.
I think I'll brandish my incense.
Didn't quite catch the start of that. Sorry, DK.
Yeah.
I think we have some options now. Tap the incense.
Jolly good. You can explain them.
Yes. Let's back to the castle.
Obviously, Malar's plan is to get high on some psychedelics, and I hope that revelation comes to us.
Yep. That's exactly what I was thinking. Are we going back? So the castle's where we've been set up, is it?
No.
I thought we weren't in the keep.
Rooms.
No, you're not.
Right,
You're in
you're
Bronzalurgy, is where you've the inn in the
that was
Bronze
it.
sector.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, well let's head back there. Because not being able to do magic would be a significant obstacle.
Let's cast the spell.
Yes, that was exactly why you decided not to stay in the palace, as I recall.
Exactly.
So it's not going to take you too long to get back to Bronzalurgy from the gold sector. Obviously, you've gone a bit kind of deeper into the gold sector, sort of across the main thoroughfare to get to the mausoleum. But as as you make your way back through the streets there, you observe the folk of the gold sector are much more of the it seems to be the elite, the upper echelons, the more the more established and certainly affluent individuals of the city seem to be here. Just judging by the way that they dress alone, and of course by the prices that you are aware of, pretty much everything in the gold sector is pretty pricey thus far. But even they seem to observe. They bow respectfully to you and curtsy, alternating dependent on their whim. As they observe you, clearly even they have respect for the pit champions of Herthir. As you go on your way, and you do stick out, you guys, in this city. As you make your way into the bronze sector, the folk here are a bit more used to your sight now, having obviously observed you over the last day or so. Excuse me, sorry. It's like it's gonna come out any moment now. I'm really sorry.
That's you.
Anyway,
I totally thought Neris had arrived and fireballed us.
but you could be. You do also observe that the stark contrast as you cross the street into the bronze sector from the gold sector. You notice that, yes, there are many hard-working folks here, busying themselves, artisans and the like. Lots of industry. You can see through windows people busying themselves with their daily jobs. But in addition to that, you do also notice that there are a lot more without work who are sort of cluttering up street corners, either the healthiest of which seem to be gathered in small groups, whispering to each other. Some dragonborn, some lizard folk, some kobolds as well. The worst of which, in utter poverty, that's looking really malnourished and sort of on their last legs, barely being able to sit up against the walls of certain buildings. And as you continue on, who would be sort of in the lead of your group? What sort of marching order have we got here?
Yeah, Malar will be up front. He's got a wiggle on to get back.
Yeah, and he's well equipped to muscle through crowds and is easy to spot in a crowd. So yeah, Malar up front seems to make sense. Then I guess, Brucon's just. I feel like Brucon's still just kind of like drinking in this interesting new place that he's never been to and doesn't know a whole lot about. So I don't see any issue with Brucon bringing up the rear guard.
Okay.
Is that drinking in or drinking in?
Yes. I have no choice but to give you the mathematician's answer to that question.
Excellent.
I love it.
Only the odd mild nip at the hip flask, but it's happening for sure.
Brought to you by mead.
I guess the rest of you.
Mead.
In between. Gotta love a bit of honey in your.
There's some
beer.
shameless pluggery.
I need to get some more mead, sparkling mead as well.
Shameless
Mead in a can.
plug.
What?
Again.
Oh my god.
Snow in a can.
And it's the sour one. I should honestly, if I'd thought that I was going to be using the bright pink dice, I'd have got the bright pink can, which is the hibiscus flavour.
Hibiscus flavour mead.
Mm-hmm.
Marshall here drinking in the year 3021. My god.
My God.
Where are you
So
getting this
hipster,
from? Why isn't this a plug?
Speaking of shameless plugs, where's this?
If you can read that, Gosnells.
Gosnells, yeah.
Of London.
And you can order from
I'm sure they'll actually appreciate the plug because they seem to be like a small family business.
Okay, guys,
excellent.
There's your shameless plug.
Shameless plug.
Perfect for
Okay,
education.
well now I'm very jealous of both my own player character, of my own character, and of Marshall. Anyway, yeah. So Malar up front, Brucon in the back.
Yep, the rest in the middle.
And everyone else clustering for safety in the middle.
For the sake of argument, I'll put Seth and Leoberin next to each other with Neris tucked in just behind you because Neris Marta isn't currently present, so I think that makes sense. With Brucon at the back. So yes, you all observe just the contrast between the affluent gold sector and the much less so hardworking but much more poverty-ridden bronze sector. Malar at the front, you would so what catches your eye in and amongst some of the beggars and down and out types. One particular individual you can hear, because tongues, of course, is up for an hour, isn't it? So
Yeah.
you'll be able to understand the Dragonborn more. So you do hear a whimper coming from just to your right, and you can see it looks like a rather tall Dragonborn in a trench coat of some variety, a hooded trench coat, prostrate on the floor. You can't really see their face too well, but you can hear them certainly sort of cowering and whimpering. Help! Please, help! I don't know how much longer I have. Oh.
Oh,
Yeah,
Please,
cleric,
please,
give in
please
to
be-
your good
please-
side.
please be careful here, though.
okay.
Give in to the light.
Yeah, Malar is going over.
All right.
All the things I want you to do, but I can't tell you to do them because they're you, not me.
Oh, hello there.
So you observe. So the rest of you see Malar sort of deviate from the path off to the right, going towards where this prostrate figure is, which is sort of just within a sort of alleyway to one side of the main street. You're not going far in. They're not that far into the alleyway. They were visible
Any
enough. but-
Any magic around the alleyway?
Detect magic. Leobrin, can you make a wisdom saving throw?
A wisdom saving throw.
I didn't do it.
Why did you do this, Seth?
I didn't do it. I didn't know. That's not how much stuff works.
That is 12.
12. All right. In which case,
I
Seth,
did
when you do
nothing.
the detect magic, the orb is back hovering around Leobrin.
Oh, son of a shit.
It is not a stealthy orb.
It's not with detect magic up.
No. Oh, right. Oh, okay. No, it wouldn't be.
It does give
It
it
is-
away.
Yes. It is invisible, except when you detect it.
I'm going
but
to.
Aside from that,
If we're
you're
walking
not
over
getting
there,
strong
quick
magic.
message to. I'm just going to quick message to Leo. Leo, floating orbs around you again.
A whispering and response. What do I do?
Message again. Be cool. Be cool.
So these two, Leobrin and
Don't
Seth, will
wanna.
stop to have this conversation. Brucon, are you going to continue on with Malar, see where he's going, or are you going to stick with these two who are looking at each other but not saying anything, which is quite disconcerting?
Well, before I answer that question, let me answer your question by asking a question of my own. The most
Okay.
polite thing. Does Malar announce? Does Malar literally just kind of go, "No, we're going over here now," or does he kind of like turn and go, "Hold on, everyone"? Like, is there any communication at all from Malar about what he's up to right now?
I think he just pills off.
He just goes straight for it. Okay.
Yeah, he doesn't think about it. He's there. He's there for it.
And then Brucon's. I mean, because Seth is messaging Marshall, so Brucon doesn't overhear.
Marshall.
Sorry, yeah, indeed. Right, yeah. Oh my God, the fourth wall has just been shattered. Sorry, Seth is
Across the streams.
just the fictional and real worlds merge seamlessly and become one. I tipsy sway. No, sorry. Seth is messaging Leo, correct? So Brucon
Yes.
also has no idea about the exchange going on there. He just sees them. So he sees
looking
Malar
intensely
peel
at
off
each other.
with no warning, and sees Seth and Leo suddenly kind of react in a sort of non sequitur kind of way.
Mm-hmm. And then you got
Okay,
Neris, who's
I think the
just
very
sighing and
first thing
rolling her eyes.
Brucon does. I think the very first thing. Sorry, Jack, I spoke over you there.
No, I just said Neris is there sighing and rolling her eyes and looking
Yeah,
to you,
fair.
not really sure what to do.
Yeah. Okay, very first thing Brucon does then is that, three members of the group have suddenly started acting in an unexpected way. First thing Brucon does is his closest approximation of a quick Sherlock scan of the environment to see if there's any obvious explanation that didn't already jump out to him. So first thing I'm going to do is make a perception check
Perception,
and
go
see
for it.
what Brucon picks up. That is a 10.
You observe Malar is approaching a figure, a tall dragon. It seems to be a dragonborn, although you can't see much of their features other than quite a small claw that's sticking out from
Right.
one of the sleeves, and they have a hood obscuring their facial features, prostrate on the ground in this alleyway to one side. That's where Malar's heading.
Gotcha.
That is the most significant thing. Obviously, Leobryn and
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
what they're doing. That's
Okay, I think. Cool. Okay, I think Brucon kind of. I think Brucon probably assumes that, although he doesn't get the details, he assumes, Seth and Leo being a bit odd. And Brucon was present for the previous
warlock
thing
things.
around the sensor, so I think he assumes that there's some kind of vaguely magical shenanigans going on there,
Yeah.
which he immediately categorizes as not my problem. That's not my
Everyone's
department.
under mind control, not my thing.
Yeah, that's not my department, says Werner von Braun. So what I think Brucon does is he follows Malar at a short distance. So I think he sort of goes, and he also doesn't follow directly behind Malar. Like he kind of, so you mentioned an alleyway. So what I think Brucon does is he kind of moves so that he can see Malar, and Malar is within sort of 20-25 feet of him. I mean, we might as well make it 40 feet given Brucon's speed, but he's not visible from the alleyway that Malar is heading towards. He kind of does a little flanking style of thing.
Nearby buildings and
So he's kind of ready to rush in and intercede if something goes on with Malar, but isn't kind of there going, "What's going on here, kids?"
Well,
that I think is Brucon's
so you
reaction.
take in this. So you take in the surroundings. You observe what Malar's doing, what the others are doing, and then you decide, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to head over there, and then I can keep an eye on Malar without being observed by whatever's in the alleyway, just in case there's a problem. You make this plan in your head. However, before you move, this has had time for Malar's conversation to happen with this prostrate figure on the ground. So Malar, as you
So Brucon is moving to that position as the conversation
you're turning to move. You're just about to move as Malar. You see this figure holding out a claw, obviously wanting some sort of arms from you. What do you do?
I'd stop a foot and a half away from the arm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hello there, sir. I'm Deacon Malar Shade Creek at the 8. You seem to be in peril. Can I offer you some assistance?
Oh no, Malar.
Oh there,
Shade
citizen!
Creek.
What seems to be the trouble?
Oh no, Deacon Malar Shade Creek, you are the one who is in peril. The trench coat bursts open and 3 kobolds spring into life.
Yep, James absolutely 1,000,000% called it.
I gave away the trench coat bit earlier, didn't I?
I can't believe I was right about that.
They stand.
Frankly, when you
in front
mention
of
a shady-looking person in a trench coat, it turns out to be 3 kobolds under there. Is the good option, the good outcome? The alternative is hey, and then a flasher accosts Malar for no particular reason.
This is.
I'm so glad I
Stranger got some nice goods for sale.
We had to have a Christmas treat in here for the the last episode before the end of the year. So yes, they spring forth. They stand very proudly in a line. Malar, you can see they have very crude-looking short swords at their side. Each of them has studded leather armor, which you recognize, similar to the studded leather jacket of the kobolds you pickpocket that you humiliated earlier on in the bronze sector. None of these 3, however, have a mohawk like that one, but they do seem to be, or consider themselves to be, sort of quite threatening looking. One of them has kind of a spike through one eyebrow. Just looks like a literal, a spike that you'd use for breaking rocks or whatever. It's just pierced through the eyebrow and sort of obscuring most of the eye because it's way too big for the size of the kobold. Another one has spiky hair. Looks like they've put some kind of tar or something into it to make these rather long spikes. Whilst the third is completely bald. However, they seem to have most of their teeth missing, and instead have replaced them with metal fangs. The first one, they speak from left to right. The first one says, "I am Komodo of the Krafti crew." feared throughout the Dragonborn Kingdom. The second one says, I am Critter of the Krafti crew, revered throughout the Dragonborn Kingdom. And the third one, the one without with the metal teeth, says, and I am Kevin of the Krafti crew, scared throughout the Dragonborn Kingdom. Your money or your life, Deacon. And then
Can I
they look up.
respond to this?
Yes, you can respond.
Go on.
They look up to you. What do you say?
I look at them and I say, oh, you would dare defy a man of the eight? And as I am sort of going through that, I'll cast Thaumaturgy. So
Yes.
eyes go red, the ground shakes, and as I sort of get to man of the eight, an ominous thunder sound happens above me.
Can I briefly interject? As Malar is doing his thing, Brucon,
Yes.
I think Brucon knows enough to know that whatever it was Malar was going to take a look at is not something that's made him go, oh man, I'm horribly outclassed here. But it has, basically what I'm working my way towards is Brucon kind of thinks, I might be able to get a little bit tricksy here. So what's the building that Brucon has gone toward, close up to in order to sort of back up Malar off to the side? Can I get a very brief description?
Of the building?
In terms of its general, its kind of dimensions and appearance.
Okay, so what you've backed up against, it looks to be, from the smell, it seems to be a baker's. It's a relatively, it's not of the old Rachiri style, it's of a newer sort of utilitarian square, oblong building. It only seems to have one floor. It appears to have a flat roof above it. The roof is maybe 15 feet up.
Okay.
There are no windows on the side that you are on.
Okay. Are there any? Is there like I'm getting a kind of somewhat kind of Middle Eastern vibe out of the whole kind of setup here. Is there like an awning sort of thing over the front of it to shield people from the heat of the day or anything like? But okay, let me cut to the quick a bit here.
Yes.
How climbable does it look?
Okay. Now that is a good question. From this side, it doesn't look particularly climbable. It's relatively smooth stone. However, you do observe that there is a looks like some kind of pulley on the corner. Pulley system leading up to the roof.
Oh, Jack! Oh, Christmas has come early. Thank you so much for this gift. I mean, Brucon, what red-blooded adventurer of the monk class could resist a gift like this? Brucon goes over to the pulley and he attempts to shimmy up it. In order to shimmy up it, he needs to slash something and ride the wave up while all kinds of chaos unfolds beneath him. He is more than happy to do that. But Brucon's goal here is to get to the top.
Yeah, so I would like you, on observing this particular piece of machinery, it is a rudimentary kind of mechanical item. I don't suppose you have any tool proficiencies that would be applicable to this. So if that is the case, I would say
not unless somehow making beer out of anything around here is relevant in any way.
Unfortunately not, but I would say for this that you could I would say dwarven stone cutting is not really applicable. So yeah, it'd be an investigation check, just to, as you come up to it, just to observe it, just to see if you can work out the easiest way to assail using this system.
Okay. Flat roll for investigation. 14.
14. All right. With a 14, yes, you can. 14 would be enough to observe that. Yes, there. If you were to slash the rope at a particular point on it, in theory, it should then release the weights, which will then pull you, send you flying up if you were holding onto the corresponding end, which is dangling in front of you. in a suitably
Okay, well, let's do it.
fashion.
Yeah, let's do it.
Click. So you draw your short sword, I guess. Slash.
Yep. Dagger. This is a dagger job, and
Dagger.
Brucon has plenty of daggers about his person.
Okay. Whips out the dagger. Slice. Don't need to make you roll for that. Cut the rope. Whoop! Up you go. You need to make an acrobatics check.
Oh, I can do that.
Yes, you can. Go, monk, go.
Okay, it's not a great roll, but luckily a pretty decent bonus gets me to a 13.
13. Okay, so fly up. You what you didn't anticipate with a 14 was how much momentum this thing would have launching you up. So throws you flying up into the air. You start somersaulting into the air, and you're suddenly like, this. You can see the roof below you. You reckon you're on the right trajectory to land on this flat roof, but you think, yeah, this is gonna hurt. But you've
Ring
got
of feather
flow through.
falling. I also have the ring of feather falling.
So basically, you won't take falling damage at any point. But so that's good. So you land with your ring of feather falling activates, and you land harmlessly onto the roof. And you receive some positive vibes from Should Be Studying in the chat. Thank you, Should Be Studying.
Oh, thank you, Should Be.
As you float down to the roof, Brucon, you observe that Malar has walked into some kind of trap, and you observe that there are several kobold figures on the roof. There are 2 on your roof, and there appear to be at least 3 on the opposite roof, on the other side of the
Have they spotted Brucon, or are they completely focused on Malar?
Oh yeah, at least
Excellent.
The 2 on your roof have definitely spotted you as you were catapulted into the air, and then slowly floated down to the roof.
Okay, one more thing. As Brucon slowly floats down, just before he lands, he clicks his heels together and activates the boots of speed.
Okay, it's on.
It's on like Donkey Kong, baby.
Love it. All right. It is at this point.
I love that Malar's having a conversation, just threatening some kids. Me and Leo having a chat. You've entered a Bruce Lee Jackie Chan film.
Oh, sorry, that might have been a bit loud. No. But yeah, absolutely. It's going to start raining kobolds in a second if I have anything to say about it.
So, at this point, Malar, you have done your thaumaturgy. Your voice has boomed out. This will have alerted everyone, including Seth, Leobrin, and Neris. So now you all suddenly attention shifts to whatever the heck to Malar now being accosted by 3 kobolds who were previously in a trench coat, so you see this unfolding in front of you. You also then see, as after the voice booms out, all 3 of the kobolds suddenly drop their swords and just fall onto the floor like groveling. Please don't hurt us. I'm sorry. They're all they are very scared of Malar.
We have bitten off more than we can chew. Can I just ask one other thing, Jack?
Yes.
The Krafti crew.
Yes.
How many C's versus how many K's?
It's all K's.
All K's, excellent. Good.
Fact,
I'm glad.
I mean, you haven't seen it written yet, but just for trivia, Krafti crew is Krafti KRU.
Excellent.
Yeah, man. So,
is there an extremely excessive umlaut over the U?
No, they don't know what an umlaut is.
Okay, that's fine. Something to hope for the future.
Yes, there's something to build towards. Yes, for sure. Maybe the higher ranking individuals in the Krafti crew will have an umlaut. Who knows? All right. So now we're going to. I'm going to need you all to roll initiative. And I will also roll some initiative and make some notes. Alrighty then. Okay, so anyone get 20 or above?
Oh, James.
Oh no.
You rolled over a 20 in our hearts.
15 to 20.
So was that 15 to 20?
15 to 20. Oh, Seth, what's happening?
Oh no! Well, Brucon rolled a 15.
15, lovely. All right.
I don't think it's possible for Seth to get lower than a 10.
Yeah, I think 9 is the lowest Seth can get, right? Something
Oh,
like
it is. Is it? Oh.
that? Or is it
Oh
10?
no!
All right. 15 to 10.
Wait,
Oh,
what? How?
I rolled a
I think that's a
1.
natty. Yeah, that's a natty 1 on the initiative roll right
But
there.
what's your modifier?
9.
8.
8.
What's it has to be 9?
So 9 is his.
Yeah.
He's got 9. Oh,
Yeah,
bless
10
him.
to 15 was the bracket we
10
were.
to
okay.
15, yes.
Yeah.
No. Okay, so 10 to 5. We've got 9 for Seth.
9.
The Oberyn, Malar, what did you guys get?
I can tell you that 2 1s were rolled in this initiative order.
Oh, good lord!
I got
so-
2.
Technically 4 because I
Malar
rolled an
two-
11.
Malar got 2 total.
So I rolled
And-
2 1.
So Malar got 2 total. The Oberyn, what did you get total?
Oh, total.
Yeah.
Oh god. I got 3 total, so I beat
3.
Malar somehow.
You're all caught unawares of what's going on here. I should roll for Neris as well, I guess.
Me and Leo were having a conversation, so we were just sort of not really paying attention.
So
I think our
rolled a 2
ones are
for
matching
Neris.
for a reason.
Yeah.
So Neris is on 4 because I rolled a 2. So oh god, the spellcasters really are not having a great time today, are they?
Yes, Seth,
sorry,
that's
I
what,
thought
It's
Seth
just
was a
a
spellcaster.
surprisingly
too.
effective trap.
Seth, this is what happens. You become a caster and your initiative drops.
It's just
So-
because it was such a well-planned trap. We just
This
were
is it.
completely unaware.
So, I need to switch cameras before we continue because I have this set up ready to go, and we haven't seen the combat camera for a while, but here it is. It's back. 1 second. Come on, go camera, go. No.
Is it back?
It will be. If we're... Come on. It was working earlier. Hang on. We will have a camera. We will have a camera. You can't stop me.
As we love a quote here. They told me they fixed it.
Yeah.
It's not my fault.
That's basically.
You're muted, Jack. We can't hear you.
Oh,
And I've got
sorry.
you there.
There you go.
I
You're
can.
back now.
it did it automatically on Discord when I unplugged and replugged in the webcam. It's like, oh, there's a new audio source. It's like, no, I don't want to switch audio. Stop it. All right. Well, I do have this other camera in, and for some reason, it doesn't want
See,
me
I'm
to
afraid
show
that
it.
we're just gonna destroy these kobolds slightly too easy. I feel like we're just picking on kids.
I mean, you
Maybe
can always
you
pull
are.
your punches.
It's true. You could non-lethal, I suppose.
You can deliberately do non-lethal damage.
Can't with sword.
Yes, you can.
In
Any
D&D,
melee attack.
you can
In
do-
D&D, it's D&D. You can any melee
Oh, but,
attack.
the homebrew
Homebrewed.
thing is he can with the butt of his sword, but not with the blade.
Oh,
Yes,
there
that's
we
been
go.
Right.
a while since that's happened. So he can, but is I think it's a D4 with the hilt of the sword, isn't it? You can still sneak attack though with it. So it's only a mild difference.
That's
Okay,
what I
so
was doing.
so apparently that camera won't work. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move my camera, which now can't be seen on thingy can't be seen on the stream, but but you guys can still see me. Interestingly. Oh, gotta love the technicals, haven't you? All right, I'll tell you what. At this juncture, I'm gonna have a very quick break while I try and fix this. We'll be back very shortly. All right, we are back, and that shouldn't be happening. Silence theme tune. Yes, there we go. There's the camera. Now you can see what's going on, and we have rolled initiative. We are into initiative, so let's roll now. Caught unawares, not by the three in the alley in front of you, Malar, but in fact caught unawares by the folks on the roof that only Brucon has spotted, but in this round, Brucon is floating down onto the roof, just to keep this all kind of in sync with everything that's happening. The kobolds on the roof, two at the front, they go to... Brucon, you observe as you're floating down that they don't, as is pictured here, have bows in their hands. Instead, actually, it looks like they are pushing a rather large assortment of crates and barrels tied together with rope, and it looks like they are pushing them towards the edge of the roof, which they, in fact, do, and you hear the creaking, and at the last moment, Malar, you see this tidal wave.
I mean, as soon
wooden objects start coming down. Sorry, yeah.
Just to note that as soon as Brucon sees that, he would shout out. He would, as soon as he clocked that, he would shout to Malar
Look out! Or whatever
get the hell out of the way.
So Malar, you look up at Brucon's warning to see this stuff about to fall on your head. You need to make a dexterity saving throw.
Yeah. Oh, 12.
12. All right. With a 12, they're only barrels and the like, and you are shouted at by Brucon, so you have a bit of time to react. You try to move out of the way of this stuff as it falls down. 12 would be enough to halve the damage. So you, instead of taking... I'll just tell you what the halved amount is. That's probably easier. So you take 9 points of bludgeoning damage as all of these crates and boxes smash down, some of them sort of clipping onto your shield. You take a few sort of on your back and on your... Fortunately, missing your head, but you get some severe bruising from a lot of this stuff. And now all of the ground that you are in, and in fact, within that part of the alleyway leading out, is now all difficult terrain as it's covered by these barrels and such. I'll just put a little token down for that. I think this camera's a little bit behind what I'm actually doing, but bear with. Anyway. So that's all difficult terrain in that zone now. That's those two. The two on the other roof observe Brucon coming down, but they also observe that there is a trap set, which they have are literally springing as we speak. So they need to decide what to do. One of them decides to go for Brucon, whilst the other one decides to go for Malar in the trap down below. So, right back, pulls out his short bow and takes a shot with advantage, because surprise round, and in the trap. You haven't observed him yet. All right. Does a 15 hit? No, it doesn't. 15 misses with advantage. So an arrow suddenly streaks down and hits the wall beside you, Malar. But fortunately, from dodging the barrels and stuff, you seem to also inadvertently dodge that shot as well. Another one takes a shot at the airborne Brucon. Not quite a sitting duck, but and Brucon, you are actually... I would say it's a surprise round, but I think given the scenario, it's just going to be a straight roll because you're descending. You know he's there. He knows you're there. I think straight roll seems fair. 16 will miss you as well. I'm pretty sure your AC is now like 18, isn't it? So,
correct.
With your tonfa out. Anyway, phew, an arrow flies past you in the sky.
I mean, I don't think Brucon does have his tonfa out, but even without it out, 16 still doesn't hit him.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yes, fair enough. Yes, even then it's 17, isn't it? So cool.
Yeah.
This last one on the last roof back here, he or she, we're not sure of their gender yet, does not fire an arrow or anything like that, but instead summons 3 balls of fire. That was a needlessly long pause there because I suddenly blanked for a moment, and hurls them down towards Malar and the crates. In fact, no. You know what? He would send one at Brucon as well. Why not? He's got 3 balls to play with. First ball of fire thrown at Brucon, the Scorching Ray. This is a 16 misses. So an arrow and our fireball flies past you, causing no damage. Meanwhile, down below, the other 2 flung at Malar and the other items down there with advantage. The first ball, fireball, misses Malar, and instead strikes some of the wooden crates down there, which they seem to have been filled with something flammable because they immediately start igniting. You can see straw and the like down there. and the final one, 19 to hit Malar.
19 does hit.
19 does hit. So you take 8 points of fire damage from one of these Scorching Rays. Well, at least he hit one, I suppose. And yes, in that zone, it's difficult terrain, and it is starting to ignite. So so at the beginning of your turn, if you are inside that zone, you are going to take some fire damage. Sorry, Malar. Anyway, so that's their turn.
I don't think you need to apologise for an incredibly obvious trap turning out to be a trap.
I'm sorry, my plan worked. All right. I'm sorry for what I do. It is Brucon's turn next. This was the surprise round, though, so I'll say that so you're no longer surprised, and you float down, so you're now landed on the roof, ready to go for the next turn.
So I can act as normal.
No, because this is the surprise round, and they are ahead of you in the initiative order. Oh no, that's right, because you're not surprised. Sorry, yes, of course you can act normally. Yeah, you float
Splendid.
down, have your turn. Yeah.
So the 2 guys on the roof that I have just alighted upon.
Yes.
You mentioned another trap that they've done that, have they, or is that I can see a spring thing there? Is there a trap ready to go off on there?
No, that's just part of the book. That's the ring.
Oh, okay. It's okay. I was like intriguing. There's some sort of trebuchet configuration here. This could.
Bring
Okay.
loaded
Appears
Lego
to be
board.
a false
Yeah.
wall right to the back here. What could this be?
Yeah.
Oh no, it's a set. Don't look at it. Don't look at it.
Okay. Yeah, the painted backdrop. Don't look at the painted backdrop. We're on a budget here, people. Okay, so the 2 kobolds on the roof that I am on are armed with
Short
bows. Did you say?
Yeah.
Okay. Brucon's going to zip up to a position to the left of the one closest to the right. So basically, he's going to move so he's in melee range of both of them.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, and he's going to attack the one closest to the camera first.
Okay.
So this will be +7. 18.
18 hits. They have an armor
Cool.
class of 15.
Excellent. Brucon is going to spend a key point to do a stunning strike on that one.
Alrighty.
So Constitution saving throw DC 14.
Yep, coming up. 16 on the dice.
Yep. Okay. Second attack, same target. Oh, hang on. Let's roll damage.
Oh, yes, yes,
So
yes.
So 1d6 +4. Damage for the first hit is 7.
7 points of damage, nice.
Actually, I'll probably need that again.
Twice, so you
Then
take 6
the
hits.
second of his 2 main attacks, same target. Sorry, you just said something. Sorry.
No, go ahead. I was just flavouring that you clocked him in the face and he's seen a bit of blood.
Cool.
Carry on.
Okay, but he doesn't immediately go down. So follow-up attack. That is what did you said there? Armor class was 15, so that is a
15,
miss.
yes.
Because that was a 14. Then Brucon will bonus action, spend a key point, flurry of blows, Another attack against that first one.
Ooh, okay.
No, natty 1.
No.
It's stalled. It's stalled on the rim of my dice tray, very annoyingly.
With a natural 1, I would say that for this round, as you kind of whirl around to do your flurry of blows, in your haste, the tonfa slips from your hand, so that's now on the ground within 5 feet of you.
Okay.
Oh no, you haven't got it out. You haven't got it out, have you? Sorry.
Yeah, don't have it out. Also, that would have been an unarmed strike because monk bonus action attacks are unarmed strikes.
Yeah, no, I know that. It was more for the armor class deficit of losing the tonfa, but as you don't have it out, you did have a dagger, so from cutting the rope. So we'll say that you dropped the dagger then.
Okay, Brucon's down a dagger. Okay, and then the last attack. I was hoping to have landed a stunning strike on this guy, but hey ho. Oh man. Okay, so that's 26 to hit.
Yeah.
So one more key point for another stunning strike, and this guy takes 9 further points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay, with 9 points of damage, he looks incredibly ropey at this point, on his last legs, and you have stunned him.
Excellent. Okay, and with that, Brucon, when he does that, when Brucon connects for the second time and sees the impact it has on this guy, he does the hits the nerve and freezes this guy up for a second. Looks at the other one and says, "Are you absolutely sure you want to go through with this? I'm going to give you you get one you get one mulligan on this one." But can't wait for a reply. That's Brucon's turn.
Excellent. After Brucon, it is Seth. So to pull back the camera a little bit, Seth, you're just back here.
How far away am I?
So you're from what? Far away from what?
Someone to kill. The 3 by Malar.
So the 3 by Malar are cowering on the floor. They're not attacking. They drop their weapons. But you would have observed the 2 on the roof who've just pushed down all those crates. Obviously, they are up a building about 15 feet up.
Yeah, I don't want to attack the cowering kobolds. That's slightly cruel.
That's too dark even for yourself.
Cool. Can I see one on the roof?
Yeah, you can see 2.
Cool. I'm going to cast Hex on one of them.
I am so sorry. I've completely cocked up because this was the surprise round. So this round, you're no longer surprised, but that is the end of your turn. So sorry, Seth. We'll come back to you. I'm really sorry. I completely messed that up. Then Neris, then Leo, then Malar. None of you are surprised anymore. None of you are surprised about what's going on here. So I'm so sorry, James. But park that for your next turn.
I can wait.
Sorry. Okay. So that means we go all the way around to the top of the board. The 3 in the street are still cowering before you, Malar. They have not moved. They aren't armed, but they're sort of. You hear them begging pathetically for their lives. Oh, we're sorry. We're so sorry. And it's then the guys on the roof again. It's their turn. So the ones who have pushed down the barrels and stuff then whip out their short bows and observe. Well, they would definitely see the 3 of you, you spellcastery types, you sorceress, warlocky types hanging around in the street. But they also can see their quarry Malar in the fire. So yeah, they will go with the majority and they will keep attacking Malar. So they whip out their short bows. First one is 20. That's a 23 to hit on Malar, which is a hit. You take from that. Ooh. Sorry, you take 12 points of piercing damage from a single shortbow arrows. It flies down at you. Then the second one shoots and misses completely. In fact, the arrow strikes. It barely misses one of the cowering kobolds, actually, this last arrow.
These guys should consider changing their name from Krafti Crew to Keystone Cops.
Lovely. Love it. The two facing Brucon, one of them is stunned, which I need to
Yep.
now remind myself of what that would entail if he was to attack.
Can't do anything.
He can't do anything until the end of your next turn, right?
End of my next turn. Yep.
But one of them isn't stunned. The one that isn't stunned is going to drop his short bow and instead pull out his short sword and go for you. Ooh, that's a natural 19 on the dice.
Okay, well that's definitely a hit.
That's definitely a hit. One very quick thing, I just need to double check for this. Goddamn conditions, come here.
Come here.
Ah, right. Sun creatures, yep. So because he's incapacitated, he doesn't offer any sort of bonus, such
No.
as, pack tactics.
Pack tactics stuff,
to the
yeah.
other side. So and means there's no sneak attack because of that also. So instead of some sneak attack damage, you just take 6 points of piercing damage from his short sword. It thrusts into you, and he does this sort of like with a shaking claw as you say, "Oh, you really want to do this?" He goes, "Ugh!" and like just stabs you, and then just kind of looks up, terrified into your eyes, and immediately lets go of the sword that's now protruding out of you.
Thank you. Now I have a sword.
Yes, what an exchange. That's him. And then that's all of the kobolds other than the one who threw the fireballs, the scorching ray. However, it's not his turn yet. He's actually further down the order, but I messed up last time. So Brucon, it's now your turn.
Okay, first thing Brucon's going to do, he's going to throw one more attack on the stunned guy. He will be pulling his punches on this, so if he deals lethal damage, he will pull back and instead, yeah. So roll with advantage. Okay, ooh, not a great roll, but still a 16 in the end of it.
16 will hit, yeah.
Yeah, and then deals max damage, so 10.
Oh, and with that crunch, you kind of clock him across the jaw, and like the last breath, just in fact, you kind of when you hit him in the jaw and then finish up with a sort of elbow to the stomach, and he just wheezes and collapses to the floor. He is still alive, but very much unconscious at this stage. You've knocked him out. Nice.
Grant. Okay, Brucon now turns to the other guy, ostentatiously drops the short sword, and boxer's stance, and pops him in the face with an unarmed attack as his second main attack. So that will be a garbage roll 11. But he will. Just a quick check. My understanding is that the dodge action applies to ranged attacks as well as melee attacks. Am I right about that, or no?
Yep. Yeah, that's right. I believe that's right.
Okay. I've taken the other guy out. Brucon's going to use a bonus. He's not going to spend any more key points. He's just going to use a bonus action to make another attack on this dude. Natural 20.
A natural 20. Wow. Okay. Yes.
Oh, nice.
So, on the off chance this happens to roll insanely well and deal lethal damage, Brucon will again be pulling his punches. So we'll say that the first one was a sort of shadow boxing, kind of a feint, and then as the kobold kind of goes, oh, actually maybe I've got a bit of a chance here, Brucon just clocks him directly in the solar plexus for a grand total of 12 damage.
Ooh. Yeah. He reels from that hit, but he's still up.
Okay, and that's Brucon's turn.
He's punch drunk, but he's still up. Great. So then it's Seth. Sorry. So yeah. Finally, James, do your thing. Was it Hex you wanted to do as a bonus action on one of these guys up here?
Hexblade's Curse on
Hexblade's Curse.
one of the guys up there, and then I'm going to cast Eldritch Blast at the one that I've hexed.
Sure. We'll go for the sake of argument. We'll go the one closest to camera. So.
Yep.
fire your Eldritch Blast.
I've forgotten what my modifier is for that. I rolled an 8.
Charisma, is
what
it not?
my...
It's gonna be it's charisma, so it's I think you have plus 3 charisma, so it's gonna be
plus
plus 6, I think.
7, 15.
Oh, plus 7. Oh yes, because of your medallion. Yes. 15 is what you need, so you hit.
Boom. And damage D10. That is 4 damage total.
Okay. Yep, it takes 4 damage. Remind me what Hexblade's Curse does?
Adds my means I can crit on a 19 or 20. I get some health back if he dies, and he takes 3 extra damage.
All right. So you only got a 1 for damage. Unfortunate, but still cool. He's
Yeah,
cursed. He's
and
taken 4 damage.
second attack 17.
Second Eldritch Blast also hits. Yep.
And that a 9, so 12 damage total.
So yeah. So with those 2 blasts, the first one barely touches him, and he sort of goes to laugh. The second one hits him, and cuts short his laughter. However, doesn't seem to be dead, but certainly winded by that forceful attack as that blackened kind of ichor flies out from you towards the creature. Yeah, still up, but certainly disconcerted by that effort. Are you moving at all?
If I move closer to Malar, will it affect my ability to see the rooftops?
If you move into the alley, yeah, it's going to be difficult to get a clear line of sight on the guys you're shooting at, unless they.
I'll move closer to Malar, but not enough that I've lost line of sight on the people on the roofs.
Sounds good. You also don't want to go in that fire either. That's catching where Malar is. So that seems like a good idea to stay right about there. Cool. So at the end of your turn, then it is the turn of our friend, the kobold sorcerer type, on the other roof, who
This guy hasn't really done the kinds of things that would be required to call him our friend, but go for it.
yes, but perhaps not your friend. But as the DM, he's kind of my friend currently. Well, he tried that. He's going to try something new this time. And seeing what's going on the roof with Brucon, he can see that the tide is turning on the right-hand roof. So he pulls forth a small diamond and points it towards our friend Brucon on the roof there. And from it, you hear a and suddenly lightning scorches out from the diamond towards Brucon. He's making an attack. It's a spell attack. Oh, I'm glad I bigged it up because I believe an 18 is going to hit.
18 is going to hit, that's right.
With that chromatic orb streaking towards you.
Hey, chromatic orb! I like being hit with chromatic orb. It's one of my favourite spells in all of D&D.
Mm-hmm.
I just love the versatility of it, but obviously
Exactly.
You need the diamond. So those of you who watch the cage will know that Krafti also has chromatic orb and sometimes uses it to good effect, other times not so much. From this one, you take... Oh, wow. I rolled really well. 17 points of lightning damage.
Okay, Brucon, now, DM, so, deflect missiles. You can use your reaction to deflect or catch the missile when you are hit by a ranged weapon attack.
Not a weapon
Does
attack,
that...
it's a spell attack, unfortunately.
It's not a weapon attack, okay, fine. So 17 damage, was that?
Yes, and in case anyone in the chat or whoever was wondering, that was a straight roll because the other kobold is offering pack tactics to the other guy shooting across. As he has advantage on attack rolls for these one.
I didn't dodge. Brucon didn't dodge in the end.
Oh, you didn't dodge? Oh, never mind then.
No.
In which case, I should roll again, shouldn't I?
So roll again in case you get a crit, yeah.
Nope, didn't get a crit. But thank you for your honesty. I appreciate that.
No worries.
Great. Okay. So
I did think about dodging, but decided in the end the main advantage of doing it was it would have increased the likelihood of my being able to redirect a missed melee attack into the face of the other guy, but I knocked him
here
out
we go.
anyway. So.
Fair enough then. And you've got to conserve some of those key points, I guess. So yeah, fair enough. Okay, cool. So that's what he does on his turn. He then sort of backs away a little bit onto another corner of his roof. That's the end of his turn. Next is Neris, who is currently at the back and turns from Seth to Leobrin and says, "Shall I just set him on fire already?"
Yeah. Yeah.
Is Malar on fire?
He's a little on fire, I think.
He is a little bit on fire.
Do you want to put Malar out?
No.
Since when has Neris been in the business of putting fires out?
She doesn't hate Malar though.
Actually, she does have a
And
bit of a
she's
soft
put-
spot for Malar, and I'll tell you what.
And she's put out fire
what she's
before.
going to do with her turn. I'll tell you what Neris is going to do, and I'm sorry, Marta, if you're watching this and going, "You're not playing what my character would do," but I feel like Neris would, and she hasn't done it for a while. We'll use her action to use Control Flames, and we'll do that to try and lower the flames in that area where Malar is, to try and help him. I think that makes sense for her action. I'm just going to double check what area. I think it's a 5-foot cube it covers.
I've just seen what spell Marta took as her 4th level spell. It is not what I expected.
Oh,
Cool choice though.
I've just seen that too, and I like it.
Yeah.
That will be revealed later. However, those of you who are watching live on Twitch, you can use our D&D Beyond extension so that you can see everyone's character sheet, so you will be able to see Neris' 4th level spell for yourself right now, if it does pique your interest. However, so she's going to use Control Flames. Specifically, she's going to extinguish the flames in the 5-foot square that Malar is in. So she's going to put out any fire on Malar as her action. I think especially as she's not here, that kind of utility effect seems like a good one for her to do for this round. So that is her action. That's her turn. Next
I was going to
Leo.
list the times that she's put out fire, and I was like, no, she did it in the cave, and I was like, no, wait, I was controlling her. But she did it in the other fight, and I was like, no, Jack was controlling her. And I was like, I know there was a time that she did it. It must have been one.
Quite contrary.
Neris puts fires out. Marta does not.
So quite contrarily, when you say, "Do you not want to put out the fire?" Neris goes, "No," and then puts out the fire on Malar. All right, so Leo, it's now your turn.
All right. So numbers wise, there's some up top and then some.
Yes, you spot. You've got a clear line of sight on 2 of them at the front. You know that there's a third one who's been throwing some sort of magic at the back, but due to the his lack of height and the fact that he's moved back, he's got half cover currently from you, but you can just about see him.
Okay, and the things by Malar are not kobolds.
There doesn't seem to be combatants currently. They're carrying.
Oh, those. Okay, they are kobolds, but they're carrying. Gotcha. Right. Okay. I think we should just. Yep. Gonna major image dragon, I think.
What kind of dragon? What do you want it to look like?
No.
I'm gonna major image a gold dragon.
Ooh. Okay. And whereabouts do you want this dragon to manifest?
This is in a town. Let me just see. Can I make it move? Okay, so I can't make it move on like it. I can't make it move like somewhere else initially. I don't think. So I will make it appear on like a building behind the rooftop kobolds.
Yes, the flat at the back. Yes, the scenery.
Yeah. So that they're not looking the direction that I'm manifesting a dragon.
Okay.
But it will make dragon noises, etc., etc. Seems completely real, including sound, smells, and temperature appropriate to the thing depicted.
Love it.
And then I'll go, oh look, a dragon!
Okay, I think you need to move forward so that everyone can see you. And then as you point over, oh look, a dragon! And they hear, roar! So the three of them cowering on the floor, like kind of peek behind them and go, ah! So like this massive gold dragon appears out of the wall behind them, snarling, breathing fire, the rest of it. I'm going to make them make morale checks, those who aren't already surrendering. Oh, wow. Oh, my God. All right. Okay. That's very interesting. Okay. So that happens. Some of them look terrified. Some of them look like they may have shat themselves. It's a very scary image of this gold dragon. Even Seth and Neris and Malar are all a bit taken by surprise by this sudden appearance of the dragon until they go, oh, hang on. The Oberyn said it. He's done this before because you've done it. You did it at the Eyrie. You made a dragon. So
I did indeed.
Your party are not as scared, or at least not for as long. Okay, I love it. I've made the morale checks, but we'll see how that plays out on their next turn in the order. But you've done that. Is there anything else you want to do with your turn?
I've done an action. I've done a move. That is the full range of things. I've done a turn. I have created the image of a dragon in a country that worships dragons. Everything's fine.
Yeah. Just to remind me, there's a dragon in there now.
Lovely. Thank you very much.
You're quite welcome. Thank you for bringing the dragon back. This really is a festive treat. All right. Speaking of festive treats, there was another shameless plug I completely forgot about, but I will mention it at the end of today's stream, which will probably be just after this combat. All right. So that's Leo's turn. Then it's Malar. Malar, you would have taken fire damage, but Neris has so kindly put out the fire around you. However, the rest of the fire still exists in the other squares. So yeah, don't move around in there. What do you want to do?
Here's what I want to do and how you want to manage it, or if it's even possible, if that's your call.
Okay.
I just want to put my head down, and then I want to run directly in front of me, just through the kobolds.
Through the kobolds.
Yeah.
Okay. For this, make an athletics check. I'll treat this just as movement for now. Unless you do anything more significant, I don't think it needs an action.
It's 18 on the check.
18. All right. You bow your head down. You charge. You bowl critter out of the way as you charge.
Oh no, Leo!
Dragon. Oh, no.
Brugon!
Oh no! I'm on a bit of a camber here. Everything's.
You're also some distance from your mic.
Sorry, everyone.
No worries.
Yes, I forget every time I move. It's a unidirectional mic. I cannot move away from this microphone. Right. Anyway, yes. So you do that. You charge through into the dragon's maw. Charge into it. You keep running, and you obviously know this is an illusion, so you haven't just been swallowed by a dragon. Yes. So you're now further down the alleyway, and you can see that at either end there are further sort of little side paths going left and right if you wanted to, try and run out of this particular alleyway. It's not a dead end.
I can't. Can I see any of the rooftop kobolds from where I am?
No, you have not got a good line of sight. Oh no, sorry. You would be able to see the one that Brucon's fighting, actually. It does have half cover, but you'd be able to see it.
Yeah, go on then. I'll toss a... I'll toss a Toll the Dead, yeah.
Toll the Dead?
So that is a wisdom save, please.
Wisdom save.
DC 15.
It's got a 17 on the dice, but they're not particularly wise. So 16 passes.
Yep, okay, fine. That's it. I'm done.
Okay. Cool. You're out of the fire, which is a good start. Right. It's then the kobold's turn. So the one that Brucon's fighting, that stabbed his sword into him, he's not stunned, is he?
No, I didn't stunning strike him.
No. So he now has no sword because it's currently in Brucon. And he's now seen a giant gold dragon appear. You hear him screech, Zesk! Zeska's returned! Ah! And he starts running away. He just flees immediately. You can make an opportunity attack if you'd like.
I think Brucon will allow him to get away.
Okay. Generous, I like it. He immediately runs to the edge of the roof and then
These guys aren't, they're not monks. These guys aren't like monks. They're not, seriously. Like, I think Brucon has clocked the. He was looking around him at the people and the buildings just before this, and I think he will have clocked that. There's a lot of people who are down on their luck right now, and I don't think he's in a particularly murdery mood as a result.
That's entirely fair. However, this kobold, in his fear and in his lack of sense and his low wisdom score, as he goes to run off the roof, he then tries to clamber down, and you hear him slip and fall down off the roof, and you hear a crunch as he lands on the street below. Apparently, he's either knocked himself out or worse.
Well, my hands are clean.
Yes, you did not cause his death.
Also, on a more practical level, Brucon, did opportunity attack use your reaction or no?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought they did. So Brucon is not unhappy to still have his reaction available to use.
These two who had pushed down the crates, and one of which had been blasted terribly by Seth's Eldritch Blast, is equally done with this shit. Seeing the dragon appearing, drops his short bow and goes, to hell with all of you, and just runs towards the end of the roof. He's going to try and climb, but oh my god, he falls off the roof. Oh no!
Again, it's Keystone Cop's home. It's
How did they get on the roof?
Well, it seems that in their haste, they're not to get off the roof. They are not being as dexterous as they normally would be. You hear another crunch as that one falls off the roof. They're not having a good time with it. The other two, however, the other one that's left, however, is now on his own. And sort of shouts down to the three in the street, says, "What are you doing, you morons? Get out of here!" Obviously, only Neris and Malar would understand this. It's intraconic. However, the ones running away screaming were screaming in common. That one who was shouting orders then draws another arrow and takes a shot. This time... this time it would be at Brucon. That's where fire seems to be focused. That's a 21 to hit.
Cool.
So Brucon, you take 5 points of piercing damage, but this is a ranged weapon attack, so you can now use your reaction to do deflect missile.
I legit don't need. I do that, but I don't need to roll anything if he does 5 damage. I automatically reduce it by more than.
It's like your
would be
dex
needed.
modifier plus a d10 or something, isn't it?
It's your dex modifier plus your class level. So the bonus to the d10 is plus 11.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you just he's like he barks some orders down at the 3 below, takes a shot, and you instinctually just turn around and badass catch the arrow mid-air.
Yeah, and I'm gonna spend a key point to send it back his way.
Yes. Deflect missile attack. Go monks.
Yeah. So that is does not hit. Roll a 3.
He dodges out of the way, but seems quite perturbed by that. He was not expecting that. Eyes go wide for the briefest of moments as the arrow goes towards him, and then ducks out of the way. That be the kobolds. That be. Brucon, it's now actually your turn.
Cool. Brucon is going to move over to the far the other end of the building that he's on. He's going to bonus action Step of the Wind to double his jump distance.
Okay.
And so I've looked it up on a jump calculator. With Step of the Wind active, Brucon with a 10-foot run up, Brucon's long jump is 28 feet.
Yep, that you would actually. I mean, you won't need to do your longest jump because otherwise you would catapult over the other roof and.
Yeah, I know. He's not jumping. He's not jumping as far as he can, but he is jumping enough to get across. That's the wizard.
The second roof and safely land on a fallen kobold on the ground.
Yeah, just kind of like the world's most epic and ridiculous two-footed stomp onto this extremely unfortunate kobold. No, he doesn't do that. This is the sorcerer kobold in front of me, right?
That's right.
Cool. Okay, Brucon is going to attack it.
Of course. Right, make
that is a 14, which I'm pretty sure doesn't hit.
Unfortunately, no. 14 misses.
Okay. Second attack. Please roll better. I missed the tray. Oh my god. That's better. 17.
That does hit.
Yeah. Another key point to Stunning Strike, and he takes 10 damage.
Woo! 10 damage, nice. It looks a little...
Oh, sorry, yeah, they take 10 damage and must pass a DC 14 Constitution.
When you hit it with the damage from the sort of the lower register of the voice, you would surmise
it might be male. Yeah, it might be male.
Yes.
Cool.
All right. It's so that's your turn.
Has it taken the saving throw for the Stunning Strike?
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes, it has, and it's got an 18. It passed.
Okay. Yep.
And that's your turn, right? That's both attacks?
That is. Yeah, and the bonus action, Step of the Wind, was the bonus action to get across. Yep. So, yeah.
Next is Seth. So, Seth, you know that there is one still standing who just took a shot at Brucon and then humiliatingly missed and then had it thrown back at him. And Brucon is now fighting another kobold, which is not as visible to you, but you can just about see if he was Leo is.
The one that's fighting, the one that took a shot at Brucon.
Yep.
Can I pull out my crossbow?
Yep.
And I'm going to use a bonus action to use my steady aim. So I can't move on this turn, but it gives me advantage on the attack.
Ah, yes, steady aim. Yes, of course. Yeah, go for it. Yes, that's the Tasha's Cauldron of Everything optional rogue feature. I think you get at level 3, something like that.
Yes. Yeah, get at level 3, I think.
Nice.
Cool. So that's
all right.
19, 5, and a 12. So 19 plus crossbow.
Plus change. Yeah, that definitely hits.
Cool. I've got what my crossbow damage is.
There is, just to note that as far as I'm aware, there is no way to non-lethal with a crossbow bolt.
Hey, there's a dragon and he still fired at Brucon. He's made his choice.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Just as long as we're all on the same page.
It's also why I steadied aim, so I can add sneak attack to it, because he's not getting back up.
Yeah, I mean, I've already conceded that he's probably very dead by whatever damage you do here.
6, 12, 18, 23.
Describe to us how you kill this last remaining kobold archer.
Right after he takes the shot at Brucon, with the dragon still there, crossbow out and going to aim it so that it goes straight through his head.
Brained him. In fact, you do it with such force that the head is removed from the rest of his body, flies off into
Even
the distance.
better.
Very slight camber on this unstable surface. All right, great. Another one bites the dust. That means that the only combatant left is the sorcerer. It's now Neris's turn. I'll say that, yeah, she'll use her action again, put out another section of the fire, hoping to kind of clear a path through the fire. So another control flames for her. Hello, Keyblade. Thanks for joining us. And then it's Leo's turn.
Yes, it is indeed. Gonna. Well, pretty much done.
Yeah, just the one combatant left, the sorcerer. You've got the 3 cowering, but that's it.
He's still fighting. Oh, it seems a little bit outnumbered. I'll just make the dragon fly up behind Brucon and just look ominously down at the sorcerer. And yeah. I'm sure everyone can imagine what it's like to be fighting someone and then have just like a dragon silhouetted behind them, eyes glinting at you.
Yes, good. That's
and that
that's
is
quite
my action.
disconcerting.
Yeah. And I don't need to move. All
right.
End of turn.
Excellent. Love it. End of your turn. It is then Malar. Finishing off the order.
I would like to back up down this alleyway that I've got my back towards, and I'm looking for stairs or steps that get me to the roof of this thing.
Yes. Well, in fact, behind you, down that alleyway, you do in fact see some crudely carved steps carved into the building. They're quite steep, but and a bit small for somebody of your size. But if you were careful enough, you could clamber up. That would be fine. So it'd be double movement to ascend up the stairs. So it would take. It's going to take your full movement to get sort of near to get just below the roof.
I'd just like to use just my movement to sort of progress up the stairs.
Yep.
And then what I'll do is I'll also slap a cure wounds on myself as well.
Okay. You're out of sight on camera, but you are you're ascending up to that roof where Brucon is fighting, and do cure wounds on yourself. Sounds good. No bonus action, I guess.
No.
Nope.
No. I'm done.
Then it would be he's back. Brucon, it's your turn.
Again, putting up the dukes, two hits into sorcery individual's face. We have another natural 20 and a 21.
Oh boy!
Once again, all these punches being pulled. So this is +8. That's 20 damage.
Oh wow! Describe to us how you take this guy out of the fight.
I mean, again, I think Brucon's going for. So all worth bearing in mind that Brucon is using his drunken technique. So there's a lot of kind of like swaying. Every time the sorcerer, Brucon's doing a lot of kind of fake out stuff. So he kind of like goes, he goes for a punch and then it turns into an elbow at the last second, and then goes for a kick and then it turns into a flying knee out of nowhere. Like knee to the head is the final blow, and then Brucon lands in a cool 3-point stance, Black Widow kind of head throwy backy kind of way.
Nice, love it. And yes, his mane of hair flows back in the breeze you've just created. Yes, so you dispatch and non-lethally dispatch, should I say, the sorceress type of the kobolds, and with that, it would all go quiet, except for the fact that you've got a hulking great dragon roaring and being quite scary. And as you turn around, because the dragon has now been placed behind you, Brucon, for a moment you get a flashback of the dream you had, the vision of the bronze dragon that just looked into your eyes, just regarding you and you it. No sort of malice, no sort of aggression, just two entities recognizing each other. That's, for a briefest moment, you call back to that. and then it starts roaring, and it's the gold dragon that's just been created by Leo. And aside from that, all you guys can hear is the whimpering of the 3 kobolds of the Krafti crew who are still cowering on the ground in the alleyway. As Neris busies herself putting out the rest of the fire that's been caused, you've also got Malar. You ascend to the top of the stairs and see Brucon do his 3-point tufts of landing after dispatching the sorcerer, and all has gone calm again.
Brucon gestures to the sorcerer kobold and looks at Malar and says, "This miscreant is still alive. I'm think that, and there's one over there as well. Can't vouch for all the others, but I was thinking it might be worth possibly taking this individual back with us and having a wee chat with them. What say you?"
Oh, Mr. Brucon, that's not a bad idea at all, and I'll start. What is it? I'll start spare the dying on the ones that are alive, or on the lot of them, just to make sure that they are level.
Sure, you can do, and you do so. As you clamber back down the stairs, Malar, you hear a kind of whimpering round the corner from you. Did you want to have a look, or are you going to ignore it?
Track 2.0.
Does Malar learn? I mean,
I would say that you would recognise these the whimpering. It sounds like one of the kobolds you were fighting with in that last skirmish.
Yeah, I feel pretty confident about this, actually. I'm going to turn around and look at this, where this whimpering is coming from.
So you see down round the corner, a bit further up actually from you. It's almost like a similar alleyway to the other one that you've just come through. But you can see there is a kobold down there, kind of nursing its legs, barely hanging on to life. It appears to have fallen off of the nearby roof and has broken its legs.
I will go over to it, and I will now.
No, please don't hurt me.
No. I'm not gonna hurt you, but I would like a word. And I will give him a. Oh wow. Okay. Oh no, I've got. I'll give him a hit. What I'll do is I'll sort of grab him. However, probably by the back of the neck, and I'll pop out a healing word on him.
So as you kind of pull him up by the scruff, you hear the cracking of the legs as you pull over. Like,
oh, I'm sorry.
Healing word. As you mutter the healing words of Festia, the god of plenty, you rejuvenate life back into this kobold, and you hear as the legs start cracking, kind of back into position.
But I'm gonna fix your friends as well. But I want to have a stern talking with you, Mister.
Okay. I just want to highlight in the chat that Keyblade, hi Key, went full Seth or Neris even on this kobold. No sympathy. Tie him down and drill through his kneecaps. That'll get him. Talk.
That's not so much Seth or Neris as Trevor from GTA 5.
That is full Trevor right there. Oh boy.
I'm good with half that effect.
Yeah, work in progress, Seth.
Wait, are other people in the room? Because then that's fine.
We'll see what happens to that guard captain, right? So yes, Malar, you want to have a word with him, and he's he kind of looks dumbfounded down at his legs. Yes, holy man. Yes, I will do. What do you want? Yes. What do you want? Still speaking in Draconic, of course, but you have tongues.
Yeah, I make sure he's not got any weapons, then I just slap him over the back of my shoulder, firm grip on him, and then I head back to Brucon.
Yeah, Brucon, by the way, has deactivated the Boots of Speed.
Yep, makes sense. Okie dokie, and have you climbed down as well, Brucon, taking this sorcerer with you?
Yeah, I mean, I think Brucon would just toss the kobold over his shoulder and then just jump off the roof and float down.
And float down, yeah, because he's got the ring of feather falling. It makes total sense, yeah. So, so you now have two. Well, you pointed towards the third one as well. So I'd say that if the others will cooperate, you could, over the next minute or so, gather up your kobold charges. So you have the 3 who are unconscious. Well, 2 that's unconscious, 1 that's over Malar's shoulder that's now recently had its legs fixed, and the 3, Komodo, Critter, and Kevin, who were just cowering in the alley. They are all your charge. You have 6 kobolds. Where are you going? What are you doing?
Back to Bronzalurgy.
Yeah.
Back to Bronzalurgy. Sounds good. With your 6 kobold charges, and you, as you exit the alleyway, you start hearing 1, then 2, and then a whole host of people applauding you. The pit champions have done it again. They have thwarted the Krafti crew. Yes. Woo! Lots of
These guys weren't a legitimate problem, were they?
I mean, you have heard of the Krafti crew. They've been mentioned as a problem.
mean,
but this is not
they
the same.
cast
This is
magic,
all of them. This is some of them.
Smile and wave, Malar. Smile and wave.
They've been mentioned enough that it seems like that there are a rather large host, the Krafti crew. This may just be a small contingent of them, but nevertheless, you've done a good thing here, you guys. As
We're
you've got
heroes.
6 prisoners. You're heroes. This is probably
heroes
doing
and
all
we've-
sorts for Leo's mission, right?
Oh yeah, and we've definitely not angered a local gang.
Definitely not angered the local gang. Definitely not.
But
Yes.
it's so much easier once you've angered them. They come to you.
Yeah.
So full of cheer, you head towards Bronzalurgy to celebrate your victory and then to plan your next steps in the investigation. And who knows, maybe these kobolds could be useful.
Just before you say whatever else it was you were about to say, Jack, one other thing. While Brucon is floating down off the roof, he will quickly go through this kobold's pockets in case he happens to have any narcotics on him. Oh, sorry, but yeah. But quick pat down.
Hand check. You have a quick hand check.
Yeah, let's rob the kobolds. I like this. What's the rest of them got?
Let's rob the robbers. It's not sitting
Oh,
down, right?
23.
You do find one rolled up, pristinely kept cigarette, I guess, or cigar, should I say, of Nation's favourite. You can smell instantly that potent narcotic.
This is the same
smell,
stuff that they
slightly
were.
rotten.
This is the same stuff
Same
that they
stuff.
were. Yeah.
That the deal was going down with that you recognised. Yes. You have some Nation's favourite. You have one joint of Nation's favourite. There you are.
Can we search the other kobolds for like weapons and such like that?
Yeah, they all have. Those who didn't drop them would have short swords and short bows and daggers.
Yeah, taking all their weapons away from them.
Are you going to carry the weapons, Seth, or are you just going to dispense them?
I
Or
don't
just
feel
drop
like
them
we should be leaving weapons on the street. Like, this seems counterintuitive of the heroes of.
You would see after a little while, as you head back to Bronzalurgy, you would see one of the city guard. You could hand them over to the city guard if you wanted to.
City guard's just doing his round. It's like, here are 6 short swords, some crossbows, weapons from the street that we've collected.
It's just looks at you like, oh no. Mutters something in Draconic.
Can I keep one of the daggers?
Okay, so you give all the weapons to him, and then like on the top there's a dagger. You just go, no, just have that. And he just kind of looks. He just kind of looks a little incredulous, and then just shrugs, and starts heading off with these weapons to who knows where. But anyway, so this happens, and as you're heading back to Bronzalurgy, Malar, your thoughts turn to Festia, and because it felt like he really was with you for a moment, and he felt like he was deceiving you at first in the sense that you wanted to do a good deed and help somebody less fortunate than yourself with the abundance that you have, as you follow the god of plenty. But you did manage to help somebody in need in the end. It just wasn't the source that you thought it was going to be, with a kobold with broken legs. that you managed to heal through Festier's magic. And along those thoughts of Festir is where we're going to leave things with the campaign for today until next year. However, Festir is very prominent in our special festive one-shot that will be next week, because I forgot to announce at the beginning of the stream.
Shameless plug!
We're having a very Manylands Festmas. That's this time next week. It'll be from 7 p.m, starting a little bit earlier because it's going to be a one-shot. 7 p.m. here on the channel. It's still within the Manylands campaign. However, it is with totally new characters for this one-shot. In fact, shall I read the little primer that I sent to you guys? I think that's probably
go for it.
Yeah, go on.
I mean, maybe not the entire thing, but the blurb for sure.
The blurb, of course. The most important points from it. Ah, great. I moved it and now can't open it. 1 second. This is live streaming, everybody. This is where these things come up. I live streamed once. I had a quest that I created. Yes. Where have I put it? I tell you what, I've got it on Discord. I'll open it there.
I was going to say I'll pull it up on Discord if it's not.
Yes, I sent it to you guys, and it was in. Oh no, there it is. Got it.
Technical and organisation.
I got it. Thank you, guys. Far to the north, the Great Ice Reef, which is noted on our map that you can see. Actually, you can't see it on the map behind me. It's too far north. But it is on the full map of the Manylands, which you can see on our World Anvil page. Shameless plug there. Anyway, far to the north, the Great Ice Reef is virtually uninhabitable. So much so that no map has been charted of the land beyond, no knowledge existing of what lies in the frozen wastes. What a perfect place for Festir's little helpers to dwell. Granted protection from the icy elements by Spark's light, for the goddess of renewal recognized the inherent goodness that comes from the merry act of anonymous gift-giving. Festir's helpers have lived an isolated but nonetheless merry life in their log cabin enclave, taking great pleasure in making gifts, drinking eggnog, and eating various roasts, for root vegetables and some animals can still be hunted and gathered in the far north, and the enclave also comes with a hen house. This culminates in Festir's chosen helpers delivering presents to all the good and godly in the Manylands on the night before Festmas, in Festir's Pegasi-led flying chariot. This year started like any other for Festir's helpers, all building towards that cheery day in the middle of winter. With 3 days to go, the helpers have a problem. Festir's Pegasi have gone missing. With the clock ticking, will the Manylands have a Festmas at all? Only if a little group of helpers can be a big help. So that sets us up for a very Manylands Festmas next week, which I hope those of you who can make it out of the players will join me for. I look forward to seeing your little your creations, your characters, because it turns out that Festir's helpers are not just little; they come in many shapes and sizes. So we shall see what you come up with for that little adventure. And for those of you who like your little tie-ins and callbacks, there will be some little tidbits of lore and stuff that connects to the main campaign within that one shot as well. So there'll be some flavor in there because it is part of the same world. So it should be good fun. I'm really looking forward to it and really change things up so we have a bit more another land in the Manylands campaign explored. So join us for that. That'll be Thursday next week from 7 p.m. Come join us for that if you can make it. I hope you can. And if not, have a great festive period, whatever you're up to, whatever holidays you're celebrating, the holiday season. I hope you have a great time. And we will see you in the new year in that case, if that is the case, where we will pick up the campaign in January. Keep your eyes on our social media for which date we'll be back, because I'll need to liaise with the team to work out when we're all available again to jump back in with the Manylands campaign and whatever the heck you're going to do with your 6 kobold charges. Anyway, until then, guys, thank you so much for playing, not just tonight, but this year as well. It's been great fun and a great bit of stability that perhaps we haven't had outside of this in a lot of stuff that's going on in the world at the moment. So yeah, thank you so much for playing. And thank you at home for tuning in and watching and joining us live and on demand on YouTube. Until next time, stay safe. Bye.
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 Merry holidays, everybody.
Have holidays.